Hello again, Flosstube friends. Welcome back to my channel, Pages and Stitches. That's spelled pages, the number 3 stitches, both here and on Instagram. My name is Kelly, and I am coming to you today for a surprise Flosstube, a little Flosstube Extra. Today is Saturday, October 12th, and I am here to give you a little bit of an announcement. I'm just hanging out in my craft room. I'm been bombarded by one fur baby and 2 fur babies. So if you see or hear them frolicking around, it's just because I'm on the floor and that excites them. So this is not my normal Flosstube update. I just recently posted my normal Flosstube update. So I'm coming to you because I wanted to share me and my friend Tammy of Tammy Cinnamon Stitches, who is here on Flosstube and on Instagram, have gotten together, done a little bit of chit-chatting, and decided we want to start a SAL. So this is going to be that announcement. We're going to announce our SAL, and we wanted to do it now and give you guys plenty of time to kind of plan out whether or not you want to join us and how you want to join us. So without further ado, we are starting the gorgeous Geisha SAL, and I will put the hashtag and the title of it down here on the screen. So in our conversations, we discovered that we both just love geishas, and we love Japan and sort of like feudal Japan and that sort of like ancient culture and the ornamentation and the ritual and just the beauty of it all, but especially geishas. I've adored them for the longest time. And so we decided we're gonna stitch a project together. And that evolved into this SAL so that you guys can join us. Basically, how this came about was I had just recently finished my Snapdragon by Nora Corbett. I'll insert a picture. And so now I don't have a Mira or a Nora in my rotation, so I'm ready to start another fancy lady. And then I showed a little bit of haul in my video that had a geisha on it, and I was talking about how much I love it, and Tammy was like, I would love to stitch one with you. So we kind of melded those ideas together, and I'm going to stitch a geisha from Mirabilia, and I believe Tammy is as well. She hasn't confirmed which project she's going to stitch for the SAL, but I think she's also going to be doing a Mira. So November 3rd is a Sunday, and in the country of Japan, that is Culture Day. That's a holiday that they celebrate, and I thought that would be the perfect day to start our gorgeous geisha SAL, since the Japanese culture was what we were discussing our love for. So what we're going to do is we're going to start our projects on November 3rd and then post updates throughout the day on Instagram. And she and I both are going to also do little other things throughout the day to kind of celebrate Japanese culture. So I've got green tea on standby. I'm gonna be eating sushi. I love mochi as a dessert, and so I'm gonna have some mochi that day. I think I'm gonna try my hand. I've done it before, but nothing too crazy, but I think I'm gonna try my hand at a little bit of origami, and then play some ambiance, Japanese ambiance movies and videos on YouTube. One of my favorite movies of all time is Memoirs of a Geisha, so maybe I'll watch that while I'm stitching. And then we want to also share some fun facts about who and what geishas are and what their purpose is and different fun things about Japan. So this is my formal invitation to all of you to join us. If you have a project in mind that you've been wanting to start that has a geisha on it, here's your perfect opportunity. If you have a project that is currently in your whip pile that you need an excuse to pull out and work on that has a geisha on it, then again, here's another wonderful opportunity for you. And if you have none and you think maybe you want to do a little shopping and get kitted up before we start on November 3rd, I thought we might go through some of the patterns that I have in my stash that have geishas on them. Maybe you see something you like, and then I'll show you which one I'm going to be working on come November. So first I'm going to insert a picture. This is actually a finish I did. It was my first finish I ever had on my YouTube channel, my Flosstube channel. This is Elegant Geisha. It's a Dimensions kit. It's a Dimensions Gold Petite. And it was my first finish, my first frame that I did for the channel anyway. And I love her. She's beautiful. She lives on top of my bookshelf. And so Dimensions has a couple of beautiful geisha patterns, and I'll try and insert pictures as I'm talking so you can get some ideas of what might be out there and what might spark your interest. I know Elegant Geisha has a companion piece. I believe it's called May or Mai. It's like another little beautiful woman in a kimono. And that's been on my wish list for a while because I need, obviously, if I've stitched one, I should stitch the companion piece, right? Right? And then currently in my rotation, I am working on this project here. This is called Queen of Silk, and it is a kit by Designworks. One of my favorite kit makers is Designworks, and Queen of Silk she's a stunner. And whenever I've worked on her a couple times now, every time I work on her, I have to like force myself to put her down because she's just so fun. The colors are beautiful. And I just can't wait to get like more of her stitched so I can see her in all of her glory on my fabric because she's so beautiful. So those are my current and previous geisha patterns. Designworks has a couple of kits that have geishas on them. I will insert pictures as I'm talking about them, and everything I mention I'll link down below. So if you want to do some shopping, you absolutely can. Most recently, I just bought this pattern, which I showed in my most recent Flosstube, my last Flosstube. This one, it's called Grace on the pattern, but I think 123 Stitch is selling it as Oriental Grace. And it is a Designworks kit. It just says Feng Shui at the top. And this was the one that Tammy saw and was like, she's beautiful, let's stitch a geisha together. So this was kind of the impetus for this whole SAL. So if this is one you want to work on, I got this at 123 Stitch. I will have it linked down below. Can't wait to start her in the future. Another lovely source for geishas is Kustom Krafts. Kustom Krafts has some beautiful patterns with these lovely Japanese ladies on them. Now these are more informal. This is more like day wear. She's not in full geisha. They're not in full geisha garb, but this is called Asian Beauties. And tell me that is not just gorgeous. This was almost the one that I chose to start. Almost. It was this close. But I knew I needed another Mira in my rotation. So Kustom Krafts is another one to peruse. And then of course, a fabulous source for tons of geishas is our girl Joan Elliot. This is 4 geishas. I bought this one a while back and put them in my stash that has these lovely ladies in their kimonos out on the town. Maybe traveling, maybe shopping, maybe flirting, who knows what they're doing. But I love this pattern, and like I said, Joan Elliot has tons of geisha patterns. She has them as angels, she has them solo and in groups and in different seasons and different colorways, and eventually I will add more to my collection. The 4 geishas is the only one I have from Joan Elliot at the moment, but if you like her as a designer, that might be an option for you. Another couple of designers that are a great source that I unfortunately don't have anything in my stash for is going to be Kua Design Studio, one of my favorite designers to work with. I love their patterns. And then of course, full coverage sources like Artisy and Heaven and Earth Designs have 1,000,001 patterns to choose from. Oh, I almost forgot. I feel like such a dum-dum. Another excellent geisha pattern for those of you who are going to the Queen City Stitch Retreat this year, whose guest designer is Autumn Lane Stitchery, is the beautiful Sakura. So she is obviously a popular one for Autumn Lane for obvious reasons, because she's just so beautiful. She is a stunner. So to any of you out there who are going to see me in a week at Queen City, if you want to join the SAL by starting Sakura, or if you happen to have already planned her as a start at the retreat, and she fits the bill, so you can stitch her for this SAL. Also wanted to show you my pattern that I'm going to be working on. So my choice comes from Mirabilia. Mirabilia has a couple of geisha-esque style ladies to work with. The first is going to be Miss Cherry Blossom. I'll insert a picture because I don't have her in stash. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Miss Cherry Blossom is going to be the one that Tammy starts. But don't quote me on that. She could totally change her mind. I guess you'll have to wait until November 3rd to see. And then there's also this pattern here. I want to say it's called Blossom. Or maybe, I don't actually know the name of this pattern off the top of my head. Of course, I'll have it on the screen. So she's another option, another beauty. And then I also grabbed, this one is from my stash, it's not the one I'm doing. I also grabbed Princess Eliana as an option, because even though it says nothing in the description about her being a geisha, you can't tell me that she's not wearing a kimono. Like, look at that gown. That is very kimono-esque. She's got beautiful dark hair. Her eyes are closed, but she's got a gorgeous porcelain face. To me, and when I saw this, when I first saw it and I bought it, to me, this looks like a geisha. I guess it's up for interpretation, but if you want to participate in the SAL and you're currently stitching on Princess Eliana or looking for a reason to start, she gets to join the club. So absolutely, if that is your choice, we approve. So now I'm going to show you the one that I'm going to do. You may have been able to narrow it down by this point, but I am choosing to start this pattern here. This is Miss Dancing Flower. I love her so much. So she is stitched on a 32 count water lily. That's the called for. I don't believe I'm going to do that fabric. I mean, most people change the called for fabrics. So while I'm kitting it up in preparation to start in November, I need to find a fabric, obviously, but I'm gonna, when I go to my Queen City Stitch Retreat, I'm going to be shopping Oak Crown Studios by the lovely Amy of Fiber Arts Amy. I'm going to be shopping the fabrics that she brings to hopefully find one for this project here. I also am debating doing this project as a mini Mira. So at the first Queen City Stitch Retreat last year, there was a creator who had several projects on the bragging table, excuse me, that were Miras, but they were miniature. Like, she stitched them 1/1 on like a 28 count or 32 count. And we were all kind of obsessed with them when we saw them, because they were just like so beautiful. Because you get tons of detail in these patterns anyways, but when you compress them into a teeny tiny size, it's like more intense somehow. I don't know, but it was inspirational, and I was kind of looking to maybe try a mini Mira at some point. I know there's a Facebook group, so I'm thinking I might do this as a mini Mira, but I don't know. I'm kind of waffling. I might do a full size. I might do a mini. I don't know. So I'm still figuring some stuff out, but November 3rd, this is the project that I will be starting for our gorgeous Geisha SAL. And if this is in your stash and you need a reason to start it, this is it. Come join us. I am so looking forward to starting another fancy lady. So yeah, that is it for this Flosstube Extra. I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm gonna be starting this new beautiful lady soon, and I'm going to be joined by my good friend Tammy of Tammy Cinnamon Stitches, and we would love for you all to come along with us and show us your progress on the gorgeous Geisha SAL. Since Instagram is really kind of nutty right now with ever since they changed the way hashtags work, if you do start this and you start posting pictures on Instagram, just tag us. Just tag us in the videos so you can make sure that we see it, because we want to cheer you on for participating, certainly, but with the way they switched up hashtags, there's no guarantee that we'll see it on our pages. So if you tag me, I will see it. Yeah, that's it. That's everything. I'm very excited. I hope you are too. Please join us, and I will catch up with you guys again on November 3rd for the new start. Have a good weekend, guys. Enjoy your stitching. Bye.